Aloha! Welcome to another Upfront with Guy Hagi. I'm Guy Hagi, and you're Upfront. It's the best weather on the planet, perfect to take a cruise with this rising star. Actually, he's already a big star. His name is Kekoa Kekumano. That's right, Kekoa, one of the stars of Rescue High Surf Hawaii. It's pretty cool, man. This guy has been a busy working actor. Handsome bugger, too. He's got fans all over the world now. And now you can hear what his story is. Where is he at? Where is he at? Oh, there he is. He's right over there. How you, Kekoa?
How's it going?
Let's go for a ride. We go talk story. All right, Kekoa, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah?
How are you? How's everything?
Good, everything's good here.
Cool,
I mean, look at this, best weather on the planet.
Oh, you cannot beat it.
Yeah.
Cannot beat it.
So what, bro? You live in the dream right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm a lucky guy.
I don't know about lucky, man. You seem really comfortable with these roles that you got. Like, I can't separate the guy from the character, because when I look at the character, I've watched several episodes, look like that's just you being so natural. I mean, it takes a lot to act natural, right?
Yeah, it does, definitely. It helps when you know, I'm doing a lifeguarding show, and I was a lifeguard for many years.
Yeah.
So that kind of did play a good role. It gave me a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
You know, but it's tough, man. I feel like a lot of the roles that I got in my film industry years have been pretty like me, so in real life. So
yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, you've been on the big screen with Jason Momoa, and you're supposed to be like a young Jason Momoa, a young Afro man.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure he set the bar pretty high for you to chase.
Yeah. Everyone in that film industry looks up to him, and people, and especially from Hawaii, and he's done many great things. So totally, it's a great person to look up to and try to follow in the footsteps for sure.
Yeah. So what's it like now for you just walking around town? I mean, it's really different, right, than before before the other stuff. I mean, you also were in Hawaii 5-0, but what's the interaction now from like the lady at the grocery store?
They get a real kick out of it, huh? Yeah, a lot of pictures, a lot of talk story and stuff. I think a lot of people in Hawaii, though, they're super nice and really kind, man. Yeah. So when I go up and I'm always out and about too. I've always been really social, and I've always been, going out to restaurants to eat, bars to drink. So I see a lot of people, and it gets to the point though, I see them so often, they're like, oh, it's Kekoa again, So they get over it after a while, after the first 2-3 times, it's all good.
Now, I understand that your mom was the one that pushed you, and kind of you were a little reluctant in the beginning?
Sure. Yeah, it was like funny because I never thought I was going to be an actor, or I never thought that was going to be something that I would end up pursuing. So it was funny. Luckily, my mom, she was the one to kind of get me into it. And from there, it just kind of started taking off. And it wasn't something, like I said, that I thought was ever going to be where it became. So I was very lucky. And I feel like, if it wasn't for my mom, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
So she saw something in you, though.
Sure did. She sure did, It was funny, like when I was growing up, there was always one person to bring me up high, and there's always one person in my family to keep me down low. So my mom was the one always juicing me up.
Yeah.
And my dad's always the one putting me back down, So it was a good balance.
Yeah, keeping you humble.
Exactly.
Okay, so you went Kamehameha.
Yep.
And then surfing was a big deal. Was a big deal for you, right? So where would you surf? Where were you surfing all the time?
Shoots. Oh, I wouldn't surf for you because I don't want to get in trouble, man. You run the loops around. I see you out sometimes. I go, oh man. Shoot, I gotta stay out of Guy's way.
No way, not even. So
He's
where,
ripping.
yeah,
I would go
so you and your
surf.
crew.
You know, growing up, actually, I was playing a lot of sports.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So when I was going to Kumama, I was playing sports a lot, and so I'd go and surf with my dad and my uncles a lot.
Oh,
We'd
okay.
go out to rock piles.
Okay, yeah.
And they were all older guys, so they would stand up paddle.
Yeah.
And they'd take me down to like threes.
All right.
Yeah. So that was like where we was kind of got into surfing. All the years of being just in the water and then being comfortable and then building confidence and stuff. And just doing different things in the water too. Yeah. You know, has helped me definitely, you know, get to where I'm at now. And but it's cool. I'm always trying to learn new things and gain more knowledge. And the water is like one of those things so humbling, you know. It's like just when you think, oh man, I'm killing it, you know, I'm ripping it or whatever. You go out another day and you don't catch one wave, you know. And it's like it's a cool thing. There's not anything like it. So you're the real lifeguard on this show, right?
Do you have any input on like the scripts and what's happening in these scenes? Because you guys are dealing with some heavy stuff at times.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a little bit of influence in what they say, what kind of happens on in the scene. The writers and the directors, the producers, they all trust me. They all trust me. And
because they know your background.
And I think that's part of the reason why they casted me was to just kind of have someone that was true to the show, and true to what we're trying to portray.
And they have to pay one less lifesaver, one rule.
Right.
If something happens, just ask Kekoa. He can go give the guy help and all that.
Pretty much, you know, on set that always seemed to be the case, but it was good. It was good because and also me, but the people around me, they hired really good guys. All of my coworkers, ex-lifeguards, current lifeguards, and so we were constantly surrounded by really great watermen and waterwomen for sure. When we were filming, it was a 7-month period over January through July. Wow. And when we was jamming, man, you know, 12-hour days, 13-hour days. But
is that unusual for a series to go that hard like that?
No. These big network television series, they'll typically be, you know, anywhere from 18 to 22, 23 episodes. And so you're looking at trying to film an episode every 7 to 10 days. It's kind of the pace. Yeah. So you're jamming.
So you guys are on for how long now?
We shot 19 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah. And we shot that all already. So now we're just sitting back, letting those episodes air. We've aired about 11 of them.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
11 or 12 of them. So now we're looking to see if the views and the ratings are good enough to get a season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
But all the feedback is telling you what?
Feedback is good, especially from the local people, man. They really love the show.
They love your character, though.
They do.
Come on, they love you too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. They give me some really funny comments, and I crack up a bunch, man.
I think you should be pretty stoked with how the series is developing.
100%. I think what we tried to do was be as authentic as possible to Hawaii, to lifeguards on the North Shore, lifeguards in general.
Yeah, I mean, you've had feedback from your former colleagues, right?
Totally. And that was my biggest concern, right? It was, you know, you always know you're gonna get something from the guys and stuff. But to my surprise, man, everyone has been nothing but 100% supportive, and my coworkers and all these guys that I've been surrounded around for many years, they've just been really awesome. And I think that it's a testament to what the casting crew did on Rescue I Surf. You know, you put out a good product, and the people will receive it the way they do. So I was very blessed to be able to have such good feedback from everybody.
Yeah, and you had a recurring role on 5-0 as well.
Right. Yeah, that role was my first big role that I ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
16.
Oh,
Yeah, 16.
wasn't craft service was one of the big attractions for that?
Fantastic. Dude, I went home with my pockets full with snacks and goodies.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's so nice to see you successful. But wait a minute now. So, when did you officially give up being a city and county lifeguard?
Mm-hmm. You know, it was one of those things where it was back and forth, but I had resigned once with them because I had to film a show called White Lotus.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Oh, I
HBO.
forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah, so I
You
had
were
to
involved
film
in
that.
these huge productions because that's
Yeah.
not no small rinky-dink, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's funny, that show was HBO
Yeah.
Max, but at the time we were filming it, no one knew the amount of success that it was gonna have.
Right,
It did,
right.
and it was just it was kind of a weird show to me.
I know, it's
a
off the
little
wall,
goofy,
man. Yeah. Well, goofy.
Yeah.
You can say goofy.
But
But huge
Yeah.
stars,
huge
big
stars
production.
and big production, and so that was a show that he sprouted to be something really, really, huge in film and TV. So I was lucky to do that. But when I was doing that, I had to resign from ocean safety for about a couple months to film that. We filmed that in Maui,
Yeah.
and I came back, and they let me back in, and I worked another year or two, and then Rescue I Surf came about. So just about a year already, I've been resigned from ocean safety,
Yeah.
and that's my second time already in probably 7 years. So I'm probably the first guy in ocean safety to resign twice like that, besides Brian Kiolana.
Yeah, Brian was like, "Wait, I got to do something in, in California or
Yeah.
in Brazil. I'll be
Yeah.
right back."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uncle Brian.
So, and you established your own business.
Yeah.
Tell us about. Is that still going?
Sure is, man. That's kind of my big passion right now, and really, really excited to see the growth of that business happen over the last year and a half to 2 years. And so, as I continue to just learn how to work and be a business owner, it's like a whole different thing that I'm slowly trying to grasp.
Right.
But it's been really, really cool to be able to own and operate Kekoa experiences. Yeah.
So explain to everybody that don't know what it's about, because it sounds really cool for you to actually extend the Hawaiian culture to people that don't know about it in the ocean, right?
Totally. So I started Kekoa experiences right around 2022, 23.
Okay.
And it started off just, I was lifeguarding, and I would take out the canoe, the 4-man canoe on my lunch breaks, and just paddle around and catch surf by myself. And people on the beach would swim up to the canoe. Hey, I jump in. I say, hey, come on in, man. So I would have people come in, and I'd paddle them around, and that's where it really began, was from that. So that's how it kind of started, and it grew into a canoe touring business where I take guests out and we catch surf along the Gold Coast of Waikiki, and I also just talk to them about the history of the area, the place names of the surf breaks, and why we call them what they're called today, and what we used to call them back in the day.
You know what? That's kind of where tourism is kind of headed to. That kind of stuff, right? Not invasive to the environment.
Right.
Having everybody respect where they are,
Totally.
and teach them and educate them about this really special place.
Totally.
I think more people want to do stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's been really good. I even have local people come on my tours sometimes too, and so with the local people, they're like, oh man, this is awesome. Not a lot of local people have access to a canoe.
Yeah.
Not a
Much
lot.
less caught a wave in a canoe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a real treat for everybody. And the tourists, they get a real kick. The best compliment I get from these guys is saying this was the best thing we did our whole trip, And that was always to me oh, right on, man. I love to hear that stuff. And a lot of them, surprisingly not, they really take in that Hawaiian history of Waikiki, and they really are asking questions. They're like, whoa, we never know that, and what's the name again? They want to really understand and take it home with them. So it's cool.
And now where you're coming from, I mean, where you're placing, you might have to put your face on the thing. You know what I mean, it's a smart business move.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, and your mug's getting all over the place now.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. I tell a lot of people, you know, like a good portion of my customers, they're fans of the shows that I've done. And stuff. So they book because of that and whatnot. So that always is something that's nice. And I think a lot of people that see the TV film that I've done, they really get a good kick out of me taking them out on the boat.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So what's your trick, or what's your strategy for staying humble? Because I mean, you said your dad.
Yeah.
But it's hard getting. I think it's a natural thing that I've seen.
Yeah.
And I've tried to avoid as well, that when you get all this adulation and all this, you get kind of numb to it, and maybe even don't like it anymore.
Sure.
You know, and maybe not appreciate it as much. True. I've seen that happen to some other people, but it hasn't happened to you. I mean, is there a strategy? Do you think about that at all?
Yeah. And you know what? It does happen to me sometimes, and that's just when I kind of got to check it.
Yeah.
Before, you know, it just spirals to something that is not necessary. But you know, when sometimes you're eating and people come up and say, "Hey, can we take a picture?" You know, I'm out full of food. You're like, "Oh man,
bro,
you know,
come on, bro.
yeah, you
Don't
know."
do that.
So those kind of things happen.
Yeah.
And it does get sometimes a little bit frustrating, or you can be kind of in a position you're like, "Oh man, I don't know, again," you know. But I always remember to myself, man, there's people out there who they got nothing, you know, or there's people out there struggling, and I can't sit here and complain.
Yeah,
I gotta be grateful, man. And I tell you what, this is the industry that I chose. Yeah, you know, this is something that ain't nobody forced me to go into this industry. Yeah, maybe besides my mom. But you know, it is one of those things where it's the part of the game.
Yeah. Okay, so if you see Kekoa out there, just ask him for a selfie. Yeah. He might be eating shaved ice, but just ask him. So you have time then after this thing. Are you actively auditioning for other stuff as well when you got the time? Or kind of hard because you're committed to this one? You know,
I'm able to, on the off season, I guess you'd say, be able to kind of go out for other things and whatnot. I do get sent some scripts and stuff. Whether they're really big Hollywood films or local features and stuff like that. So I'm still involved in other projects, or whichever projects end up picking me up. But the main priority is what I did, and what I'm hoping that will continue is Rescue Guy Surf.
Yeah. Well, everybody's pulling for you, right? I mean, we all want a local production.
Totally.
Right? Because and I've told people that sat in your seat before how happy we get when we see somebody here do really well.
100%.
Like, your success is our success.
Oh,
you feel that, right? Like when Max knocks that guy out, he's like,
we all knocked him out.
It's like we did it, right? So same thing. I hope you feel that when you go out.
Oh, 100%, man. It feels like there's not gonna be any other place that you can be more proud of representing than this place right here, you know.
We wish you luck. We want Rescue High Surf to continue as long as you want it to continue.
Oh, that's a very long time.
Right on, Kekoa. But congratulations on our success, man.
Thank you.
We're very, very happy. I'm so stoked that you got to take the time. So thank you for taking the time.
Totally. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, but we'll look for Kekoa Kekumano, Rescue High Surf.
All right.
Cool. Mahalo for listening to this episode of Upfront with Guy Hagi. Download for free and listen anytime wherever you get your podcasts.